Hello, and welcome to our winter intersession class for MAT091 at Mesa Community College. In this video, I will walk you through a weekly routine. By following this weekly routine, you will maximize your chances of being successful in our course this winter break. Okay, first let's discuss, though, the benefits of online learning. Why are you taking this class in the first place over winter break? Here are some benefits. There's added flexibility and there's a self-paced learning piece to being in an online class. You also have the opportunity to develop stronger time management skills because you will have to be managing your time pretty effectively over the next 4 weeks. It gives you the opportunities to display and develop your self-motivation while also improving virtual collaboration and communication skills. It will help you refine your critical thinking skills, and you will develop some new technical skills along the way as you interact with your classmates and complete your online assignments. Now let's talk about time commitment. During the traditional 16-week semester, this class is a 4-credit class, and if you were meeting on campus for a 16-week semester, you'd spend 4 hours each week in the classroom and at least 4 hours outside of class each week, working on your assignments, studying for upcoming exams, participating in discussion boards, forming study groups, etc. All the things you need to do to be successful in the class. Well, now let's put that into an accelerated 4-week condensed version. Now, when I say condensed, it doesn't mean we necessarily condense the rigor or condense the amount of material you're going to learn, but we are condensing the time, which means we rearrange our activities and our assignments. In the 4-week winter class, since we don't meet physically face-to-face in a classroom, we're going to lump together your classroom time and your study time, and it's now on your own time, but that will equate to about 32 hours a week at a minimum. So in order to be successful in this class, please make sure that you can budget your time accordingly throughout the week to be spending at least 32 hours. That's how you're going to maximize your success in this class, by devoting the proper amount of time. I know it might seem like a lot of time, but in just 4 short weeks, you will have accomplished so much and you'll be so proud. Okay, now let's take a look at this weekly routine. So we have a cycle we're going to follow each week. You want to start each brand new week by viewing the weekly module outline in Canvas. The outline will give you a preview of all the assignments that are due for the upcoming week. Here's what a sample week might look like. For instance, here's week 1. You can see that every link in the list for week 1 is either another task or another page for you to view or another assignment for you to complete, or it directs you somewhere else in the course for more information. So you start with the overview. You can see in this week we have a discussion board, and then there's a scavenger hunt quiz to help you get used to the class. Then we have some assignments due in our MOER system. We Meet Wednesday is something that I host every week. It's a live virtual study session that you and your peers can join to interact with me and each other. It's very informal, but it's a way for you to just get some FaceTime each week to ask any questions that you might have. Then we have a content page where we'll review the order of operations, and then we will take a practice exam to get us used to the technology that we're going to use in the class. And then you'll get to practice uploading your written work. And then I've provided the solutions for that practice exam. Then you might need to go back into the discussion board and reply to one of your classmates and let them know what you thought about their post. And then here's some more links for some assignments that are due in the MOER system. And then it looks like we have a preview of what to expect when we take our first exam and a video on how to use the Canvas equation editor when you're entering your answers. So like I said, normally this would take place in 4 weeks of a standard 16-week semester this 1 week. But since we are in a 4-week session, we have these activities that we're going to complete in the first week. But each week you can return to the modules and see what's coming for the current week. Okay, so after you've viewed the weekly module outline, then you're going to go into MOER. Remember, that stands for Maricopa Open Educational Resources, and you start with the media lesson. The media lesson provides video tutorials with an instructor walking you through the types of problems that you're going to see in the unit. The videos are aligned with your student workbook, and you have a place to take notes as you watch the examples online. Then there's You Try It problems in the student workbook where you get to self-assess how well you understood the material. So when you're in the MOER system, we'll call it the MORE system, you'll click on the unit that you want to work on, and then you'll be able to access the media lesson. The media lesson, like I said, is combined of video tutorials that you will watch. And as you're watching the videos, the pages in your student workbook align with the videos and you have a space to take notes. Here's what a sample page might look like. So as you're watching the video, you can see the little icon for the computer. The example on the video is the same as the example in your student workbook, and there's space for you to take your own notes so you can practice solving the problems and practice showing your work. After you watch the videos, there are you try problems in the student workbook where you get to test your own understanding and see how well you can answer the questions without the video tutorial walking you through it. This is a great way to self-assess your understanding of the material. You can always go back and try them again and again if you need more practice. There are also embedded practice problems in the MORE media lesson. So after you watch the videos and take notes and then complete the you try problems, there's questions online for you to answer to really gauge how well you're understanding the material. The nice thing is you can generate a similar problem anytime you want if you want more practice. You should be showing your work for these embedded practice problems in a separate space in your notebook or in a separate spiral notebook altogether. Make sure that you're keeping organized record of your work because you will be uploading your work into Canvas, one section per unit. So here's an example of an embedded question that you might answer as you're progressing through the media lesson. And this is what you would be writing down as you're answering the questions online. Notice how all the steps for each question are shown. Highlighters are used when necessary. Writing little notes to yourself so that when you look back on this as a reference, you remember what you were thinking when you were solving it, and hopefully it'll help you solve similar problems when you see them in the future. Okay, so when you're in MORE, you will first watch the media lesson and take notes. Then after the media lesson, you'll notice there is an assignment called Check Your Understanding. In the Check Your Understanding assignment, you have 3 attempts for each problem. You can practice the problems as many times as you want. Now, these assignments are optional, but as your instructor, I highly recommend you complete them as many times as you need until you feel comfortable and confident with the material. It's literally your way to check your own understanding. We all learn at different paces. We all need extra practice with different types of questions at different times throughout the semester. These Check Your Understanding problems are the way for you to get that personalized help that you need at the time that you need it. So when you open the CYU, that stands for Check Your Understanding, you get 3 attempts at each problem before you can try a similar one, and you can do as many practice problems as you need. Show all your work so you have a useful resource to use when you're studying for the exams. You can always look back on your work for extra examples and extra help. Here's what a sample page in your spiral notebook might look like. Label the top of your paper with the name of the assignment and the section so you can easily locate similar problems later on. Number each question, show all your steps, and box or highlight your final answers. When we meet on the, we meet Wednesdays virtually. If you had a question on a particular problem you saw in one of these CYUs, if your work was nice and organized, you could quickly flip back to it and open it up and ask me the question when we're in the virtual session. And I can even look at your work. You could upload your work during the virtual session for me to see and share your screen, and then I could help you troubleshoot if necessary. So you've seen lots of examples of showing your work. Let's just make sure we really understand why we have to show our work in this class. I'm sure somewhere along the way, a math teacher has told you to show your work, but do we really know what that means? When any calculation is involved, you want to make sure you're writing enough steps to let someone else familiar with the course be able to reproduce what you did if they needed help or assistance. If another classmate or if I, as your instructor, can tell how you reached your answer and I don't have to guess and there's no missing gaps in your work, then you've properly shown your work. It should flow like a playbook. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, all the way till the end, with no need for guessing or trying to figure out how you got from one step to the next. After you complete the assignments and more, return to the modules in Canvas because there might be something in Canvas for you to do that week, such as a discussion board, or maybe there is a practice quiz within Canvas, or there might be an exam in Canvas that you have to take. with Respondus Lockdown Browser. So you always want to make sure you're returning to the weekly module in Canvas and following the path. And you'll just continue that cycle every single week. At the beginning of each week on Sunday, you'll start back at the modules and view the weekly overview. I really do look forward to spending the holiday season with you and ringing in the new year. And your biggest gift of all is that you'll become stronger and more confident in your math abilities. Have a wonderful day.